Hi, welcome to The Pulse. I hope you are doing well. In today's episode, I would like to talk to you about why I chose The Pulse as the name of the podcast, what it represents, and I would like to talk to you a little bit more about me, Julie, as your host. So why the name The Pulse? To be honest, it was so difficult to find a name. There is so many names out there already available, so many podcasts. I definitely used AI to ask me or to give me some ideas of a few names, but nothing felt right. And at the end of the day, for me, I was like, okay, maybe this name already exists for another podcast that is on a different topic. It's fine. What is the name that for me feels right? And as I say always, to my friends, to my family, is I care. And all my decision I have made, all my biggest decision I've made in life, I've made it based on the heart. For me, the pulse symbolizes the heartbeat of life and work. And just as a pulse is vital for life, I see this podcast as an aim to be a lifeline for stories, strategies to keep you thriving in both your personal and professional life. The reason why I chose the pulse is because it resonates with my journey and mission, having faced and overcome significant personal challenges, including beating cancer. I understand the importance of resilience, compassion, and living life with heart. For me, this is really all my life. I have made decisions based more on my emotion, of what my heart felt. My head, of course, was important, but the deep decisions were affected by my heart. So this podcast is a testament to my journey of how I've lived things. It's fully emotional. It's fully beating like the pulse of a heart. I want also to use a bit of that episode to talk to you about who I am and what I do. And I've shared a little bit in the first episode, but what you need to know, and one of the reasons why the pulse and the name is so important to me, is that in my life I've lived with a lot of events that were difficult or not, or sometimes super happy, and that makes me really a person that is full of life but also full of emotions, and that use it to the best of the possibilities. I've grown up in France, amazing childhood, some challenges as any kids have. I played sports, I played tennis until basically I played tennis last week, to be honest. So tennis has been part of my life since I'm 3 years old. And tennis match, can be intense. And I was always a kid that was showing the emotion on court. I am a hard-hitting player. And I could have big high and big lows and get upset, but also get super excited and super happy. And that really represents me on a day-to-day. You can tell on my face every day how I'm feeling. I cannot hide it. I will never be able to hide it. This is who I am, and my emotions are so important to me. And I think some people may see it as negative, but for me, I know those emotions help me thrive, and my heart help me thrive on a day-to-day. So that's part of me. Until I was 20, I was living in France. I played a lot of tennis. I loved my life, my family, my friends. I got the opportunity to move to the US on a tennis scholarship. And so I moved across the Atlantic to South Carolina, and it opened my world. I met some amazing people there from all over the world. It really burst my bubble. I had traveled before, but not in the sense of living and discovering other culture and growing around people that have so many different backgrounds. I'm lucky enough in my family to have various background and various different type of people, but not to the level from a cultural standpoint. And that was so inspiring to learn from all of them. And my best friends today are from all over the world, and I'm so lucky to have had that opportunity. I learned English as well when I was there, and as I said, I had a tennis scholarship, so that's how I paid for my studies. And after 3 years, I returned back to France Because first of all, I had a very hardship at the end, as I lost my grandpa and I couldn't return for the funeral. And that was the first big time I was losing someone. And I think it was hard for me and I needed to return. Like at the beginning, I was like, okay, you're going to follow through. You need to graduate. But halfway through the semester, I said to myself already, okay, I graduate, I go home. I had this moment, this revelation, this moment within my heart to say, no, I don't want to stay anymore. Not that I didn't like the US, but that it was time for me to come home and be with my family. And that's part of the situation where, my head was of course in it, but my heart made the decision big time. So I returned to France, tried to find a way to be happy and enjoy my life, but something was missing clearly. And less than a year later, I got the opportunity to do an internship in Germany. And so I moved to Germany and I have been there ever since. That wasn't planned to stay for so long, but I really liked it. And I worked my way up in corporate. And then in the middle of that career in corporate, in my first job, I got cancer. Woohoo! At 29. And that was kind of I take it maybe lightly today because I'm feeling fine and I'm very lucky enough to feel okay. But that was definitely a roller coaster, unplanned. I had to show a lot of resilience, but I also highly focused at the time of like, I have to be better. I have to be okay and take care of me from a physical side. And sometimes my emotions were coming out, but not really fully. So really my heart blew afterwards. I got upset, I got mad, I was like dealing all the changes, what's my life again, so many thoughts. And again, I kept going, but I was looking for something more, something my guts was telling me, I'm not in it anymore, I need something new, I need a change. And I traveled, I went to see my friends again all over the world. I did a lot of things, but at the end, even though I still had a couple of years of amazing, I felt I needed a change. And my heart was like, I need to move to another job. Move to Berlin, work for a startup. And then this job, even though it was potentially not the best for me, taught me something else. But again, at some point, my heart was like, I need another change. So let's go. And now I'm back in corporate. I'm in Stuttgart, so I moved again. And it's all fine. But what I want to say in it, and there is a lot more to my life, personal, professional, we're going to get into it at some point. We're going to talk about some stories related to me, some stories related to my friends. Because for me, whenever I have a friend that is in trouble, my heart goes fully in it. I'm there to help. I will be there with you 24/7. And that's how I am. And that's always how I've been. So I think this podcast is in a way a bit similar. Of course, I don't know you so far, so I'm looking to know you over the episodes. But I want to give and give and give. And maybe it's wrong of me. Maybe it's going to hurt me. I've been hurt before by giving too much. But I don't want to change just because society asks me to change. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. This is what who I want to be. So this is what's going to be. There is two other meaning around the world, the poles. And the first one, the poles represent rhythm and regularity. And I hope I will make this podcast a regularity in your schedule, that I'll make sure I'll share episodes on a regular basis. So you're expecting it and you know when it's coming and it feels regular, and that I'll create a consistency. And like a steady heartbeat, it's providing you regular dose of motivation and guidance. The other meaning is more around energy and vibrancy. So the pulse also convey a sense of energy, vibrancy. And so my goal with this podcast is also to make it dynamic, full of heart. As I've shared in these episodes, I want to talk openly. I want to make it energizing and exchange as much as possible. So my goal is to help you feel more alive, engaged in your own life, in your own career with this podcast. This episode is quite shorter because it's the beginning. It's still the second intro in a way. Talking first, I did a general intro. Now this was more about the pulse on me. And now you can expect in the next episode that we actually start to get into the topics. I will not tell you what's the first one because I'm not decided on which one I will do first, but it will be coming very soon to you. And then after that will be a resume. I wish you all a very great day. Thank you so much for spending the time to listening in. Please share, comment, feedback, like, do everything that you do on social media, on the different platforms, on the platform also of the podcast. Please share it with your friend if you like it. I would much appreciate all your support. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.